Hello and welcome back, gamers. We had a little bit of an extended break for those who have been with us the whole time. Reason being, we had to wait for Hungary to finish their third map of Anubis, and it looked like they were going to close it out. They were like 12-6 up, and then there was a little bit of a comeback at the tail end, but they were able to see it off in the end. So they closed out that map number 3. Hungary again requiring a 3-map series to win it out, but all that matters, Anders, is that they've beaten Slovakia in that one. That was 13-8 in that map number 3. They won map number 1, 13-11 as well. The first 2 maps, 13-11, just flipped both ways in that Hungary-Slovakia game, and then 13-8 at the end for Hungary. So they stay alive. And yeah, the losing team, I think now, so Slovakia in that sense, they've actually gone to that 7th place decider matchup. So they'll be waiting in the wings. So other way around. With the winner has gone to 7th place decider, which is our game here. Norway, Hungary is our 7th place decider matchup, and the rest. Slovakia, as they made it past that one in a 30-8 fashion, it's good. So this is actually for all the marbles. Win, you go to WEC. Lose, and unfortunately, you just have to say goodbye.
Yeah, so everything on the line. You want to be playing in Riyadh. You want to be down there to compete for the trophy at the end and represent your country. There's a lot on the line here. I'm quite curious about this one. Bit of an interesting day for the Norwegian squad, but I bet they would have loved to have done better earlier on. But they get a chance still to see if they can make it through. Who do you got for this one? Who do you think is going to be the better team?
Do you know what? It's tough to call. I think I might lean in favor of Hungary, but we'll take a look at the lineups and then I'll justify as to why I'm going in that fashion. We'll start with Norway. Of course, if those of you who've been with us the whole day, you should recognize these guys from the earlier game. Tapeware, Sly, Truth, Bruce, and Shine. There was a pretty decent game, in all fairness, earlier. They at least got to showcase, I think, how good this side can be. For Norway, for me, they have these positives about them, but they just weren't able to close it out against Latvia. They're just that little bit stronger, that Latvian side. So Norway, we've seen the positives of them, but there was a couple of pitfalls. The T side did let me down a little bit. Over on the other side, though, their opponents, Hungary, we got to catch them the other day in 2 best-of-3s back-to-back. And similar thing where, the groups are flawless. Hungary looks so good on paper. We were thinking, surely the side should come into a matchup like this and make it look so easy. The core of Pera, who have played Pro League recently, all of the rest. But it's not been the plainest of sailors. They've required 3 maps in every series they've had so far this playoffs. But this is the Hungary side. Coolio, Aaron, Xavi, Corey, and Fleeve. Of Corey, Xavi, and Aaron all currently playing under Pera.
Yeah, and this team, last time I caught up with them, I got to say, they did look pretty impressive. I don't think they're necessarily going to be easy to beat. Some of them, Aaron, we saw last time in Yash, but I think between the rest of them, they were almost taking turns. I think Coolio's maybe the only one that I haven't seen too much out of yet. But Xavi, Corey, Fleeve, they all had their moments where they looked really interesting. So, yeah, potentially quite a strong team. I, just off of vibes alone, might lean Hungary on this one.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I feel like for me, Hungary have the name value about them. They have the individuals that should be able to bring them a win in this matchup. And they have what I would say is kind of that star factor about them. This is a side who, a few of these guys have been playing Tier 1 recently. You've got Coolio, for example, who's the coach currently, though, over towards Navi Jr., but his mind for the game is pretty good. Xavi's this youngster, played a little bit in the UK scene, has got something about him which I think can potentially bring a lot towards the game. So I like this team. I think Aaron and Corey in particular are very solid. Aaron was at Pro League recently. Corey was actually coaching the team at that point at Pro League because they didn't have a coach currently. Now he's joined the team as a player. He's only standing in basically as a coach in that one. Norway on the side, a lot of these guys are primarily kind of tier 3, kind of maybe upper echelons of tier 3, kind of low to mid, kind of tier 2, where they play some online tournaments but not consistently making deep runs, kind of win teams in and around that sort of top 100, but maybe not pushing kind of top 50, for example. Okay. And Shine playing a bit of UK. Counter-Strike is somebody that I've seen a little bit of in person. Very, very talented guy. One thing that will tell a bit of a story is the Vetoes. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, we do love to find out where we're going to be playing at. It will be on Ancient, Mirage, and then the final map on Vertigo. That's a surprise. I was not, again, I think it's the second time we've seen it played once or twice now. And then it's been in like, this is the third time I think it's been actually potentially played. We don't know if we'll get there yet, but that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't mind the Vertigo coming in, really. I really don't mind it at all. I think that's a map in which could be pretty cool if we do get it. It's the kind of the case of, if. I look at that Mirage as the potential slight risk in this one. It's a map in which the Paracore, they would know pretty well. Aaron knows how to call that one, play that one individually for him. Mirage is also a map as well, which currently so far, this Norwegian lineup have struggled with, I think, or at least, we saw them against Latvia. It was a little rough. I don't think we saw probably enough out of them, which was a positive thing in my book. So I look at that and think, are they going to be able to come in towards this matchup and be able to take a fight to them? I'm not actually 100% too sure. It seems like maybe potentially a positive for Hungary in this lineup where they can bring it to them. They saw them. The one time we've only seen them play it is I guess, maybe the reason behind it is they played against Czech Republic and they kind of got battered when we were able to cast that one. They didn't really scrape the surface at all. So I think probably in a weird way, it's kind of a weak map for both of these two sides. And that could be a little bit of a coin flip in itself. Ancients, however, while I do like the pick coming through for Norway, I think it's a little bit risky in the sense that there was times where it looked a little rough. So it's weird. This Vita, I think, has got both pitfalls to it, but also quite strengths to it as well. I think in general, it's quite a tough one to call.
Yeah, I think so too. You're right about Ancient. Like, they definitely had their moments there when it started to look like they were sort of fading a little bit away. So hopefully they can prove that that was just a one-time thing, that they're able to overcome a little bit here. Yeah, so quite the game that we've got on our hands again with everything on the line. Like, at the beginning, there are so many games to play in a qualifier like this one, so you're going to be, like, it might not feel as real to you, but now it's just this one, right? You have to perform. So I'm curious if they're going to be standing up under that pressure or if they're going to be crumbling under it. So, that's a real skill and experience kind of combination you have to put together there to have your players really come alive now that it really matters and not kind of fold under the pressure, because I think it feels a lot more real when you're just one game away.
Yes. Well, we are live. So we've had our speculation. We've put this one as, for at least us, the favorites being that of Hungary, but we're happy to be proven wrong if Norway can come to the table and showcase what they've got. There's two different mindsets about this as well. You've got Hungary who are coming straight off the back of a map or a series themselves. That was a bit of a long one. So are they potentially going to be a little bit fatigued, or are they going to be warm, right? Coming in towards this, where Norway, they've had a fair decent break, maybe even a bit of time to watch that map number 3 as well and see how Hungary like to play. On the CT side, Hungary starts and a couple of taps coming through in towards Donut, but they're actually trying to bait them in towards Donut fight because they haven't seen the second guy.
Well, they're getting pretty deep in here now towards that CT spawn position. Oh, what a shot at range there, but might not be quite enough to actually open it up. So still a 4 versus 4 here. The bomb is making its way now to the B-bomb side. They've managed to backtrack it in there. I thought there was a player closer by, but there isn't. Aaron goes down to Sly, who now can fall away. You shouldn't be fighting this. Let the bomb go down and play around that instead. It's not worth it to take these early fights once you have the bomb planted. Truth will take down Shabby, and it is going to be a 2 versus 4. And look at that spot in the middle. It's actually Grus who's going to be taking the kill. Ultimately, Julio, they know where he's coming from. Don't think there's anything he could have ever done in this round. So that's a very nicely constructed round out of the Norwegian side.
That's true. That's very true. I've got to say as well, for Hungary, I like the setup they've got. So they had one player backside A actually playing through Temple. And I don't know if part of that for me, it's quite a hefty A presence that Hungary went early in towards the round. Part of me thinks that they've seen something, right? I feel like that it's so unorthodox to do something like that. To have basically 3 players over towards A and 2 of them playing through Donut. That makes me think that they've seen a pistol round from Norway and they think that's going to be a default for them. Either way, it didn't work out. Grus a bit of a tag. A Molotov will come down as well. And the Mac-10 can now start to clean up a couple of kills. That could be money in the pocket. Sly, actually not even opting to reload. Going to go straight back in with the Glock. And a consolation kill. Nothing more than that, though. 2-0 starts for Norway. Pretty simple, honestly, these couple of rounds. But we come right back in towards the buy for Hungary, which is what I'm about. No real force buy in the CT second round. Buy properly in towards your third.
Yeah, that is definitely the way to go. Still keeping in Mac-10 alive there. There is no head armor on anybody on the Hungarian side. So, to be honest, that Mac-10 could be a real troublesome SMG to be up against. You just never know. But it does kind of make it a little bit winch. Oh, Corey burns a little bit alive, and you can tell how uncomfortable it was. Fleave is also taking some damage, and they're both going to go down to Grus in the middle. A 2-for-1 trade. The ball making its way now towards Donut. Now, Xavi's out here towards the hallway. He could shoot them in the back if they just get a little bit of a distraction going their way. Oh, it doesn't matter. Truth will find him. No distraction offered at all. And I think this round might be done for.
I think you're right. On the edge of the smoke, Aaron's done, and you've just got to save it. I mean, Coolio has no other options. Keep hold of the rifle, because that's basically all they're going to have to work with in this next round. This is a tough spot. A really, really tough spot. 3-0 up. Norway, these T-side rounds are coming very easily as well. They're not having to even fight too much. Individually, Truth does really well until that round. Swinging out from main, finds a double. Groose was incredible in our previous series. He was kind of the top fragger across the majority of the maps. He looked like the main point of firepower coming through, which is good, because he's also the most experienced head on that side as well. So really kind of leading by example. And once again, more of the same. 2 kills in that round from him. 3 rounds overall from Norway. And nothing being saved means nothing really brought in towards the next round. It's basically a bit of a throwaway, isn't it? So it should be a 4-0 start. This is solid for Ancient.
Yeah, super duper solid at the moment here. Fun to see. And Hungary. A couple of upgraded armors here. A little bit of a pistol. A bit. Oh, you're hoping for the best. Maybe something like that will do it. What a shot coming out from Corey. All right, that might help them out. Some deep nades landing on top of them, but still, this is not half bad. Groose waiting. And they double swing it. Aaron with the spray down. That is magnificent. Can't believe he actually made that work. And off the back of it, still a 1 versus 2 here. Shine is far away now. The big benefit for him is that he's got 1 minute and 10 seconds. So he can still do a lot with this round. But my God, does he have to trek through the whole map to pick up the bomb, and without ever getting shot in the back or anything like that. Coolio and Xavi, they don't have a rifle picked up at the moment either, so I don't know. I think, obviously looking at it, you would say Shine has a good chance to do something. Oh, but he gets dinked already. He's down to 38. That's a bit rough, but a nice headshot. He has no idea where Xavi is at the moment. Down towards the donut here. Oh, and the information is all with Xavi. He's got everything going his way. Sneaking up behind with a 5-7, shooting him in the back, and it's Hungary stealing away around it. They should have had no business winning.
No way. Aaron's double is actually so important. Yeah. It's such a difficult spray transfer sort of thing that he does. I mean, they're basically lined up, but it's more the fact that he's aiming down the stairs, and they're on slightly different levels. And he's holding the spray. Pretty well done for there. The deagle shot as well to kickstart things is also crisp as all hell as well. So Hungary, you couldn't have put it any better. They had no business winning that. The fact that they have, though, does give them a chance to sparrow positively. Find this round here. You force Norway back into a reinvestment. If they're able to find a second here, they break the econ. Norway then can't buy next, and that's Hungary's path to tying this game up. Mid-aggression's good. Aaron takes a lot of damage to the nades, and Shine will find the first. Oh, and the second comes for Tapeware. That's a beautiful execute.
Damn, yeah, that was impressive. They just completely run them over here. Norway playing like the team that is a little bit more warmed up. Like we said, in spite of that, Hungary just sort of came out of one game into this one. Norway, sometimes when you have that adrenaline dump where you have to wait like an hour for the next game to get started, that can be a little bit rough to get it back up a line, but they're doing fine at the moment. It's going to be Truth to get a kill. Wonder how he got that wall bang. Kind of love to see that. But either way, Xavi is too far away. Can't really do much. A little bit more of an expensive round than maybe it needed to be for Norway, but I don't think they worry too much about it. They have a tiny bit of money in the bank. It's not that much, but they win the round, and it's going to be a 4-1. Worse still, for the Hungarian side is the complete lack of, not complete lack, but mostly lack of funds here on the CT side. Not looking too great. Oh, he'd love that, but he can't get it. Do they force up around the M4? I guess Fleeve could buy something. They could maybe go for it. It might be worth it.
I don't think it's actually the most outlandish decision to force up around it, because Xavi can actually drop something over too. But there's the other side of, do you want to reset your economy and then have people on different levels? I don't think that's worth it. So I think what they've gone for here, where it's a half buy, but you still keep in and around 2K, it feels like probably the better decision for me here. If you force buy, the big issue is that Xavi comes in towards the next round as the only one with money, And then does he then buy or does he half buy? And it's these weird sort of questions where it just throws a little bit of a spanner in the loop. So I don't think this is the worst decision in the world. The big thing they have to do, however, if you're going to go for a buy like this, is you have to get Xavi active and you have to give him preferential fights. We're talking basically the pistols being sort of like decoys, like these human flashbangs to give him fights. You know, while the AK is already spraying, that means he can get a pretty easy freebie of a trade, maybe even two. That sort of a vibe. MP9 can't do anything. 5-7 going to stick up close and met with a grenade, which won't help.
Gotta have the AK out for that fight. Oh, that's very awkward. The idea of throwing the grenade was fine, but he just didn't have the grenade out or the AK out in time for the battle to really come his way. That's again way more expensive than you would assume. The bomb is gonna get planted, but if Shine misses a shot, he definitely will not. That was probably the easiest top shot he could have ever had. We'll get the leg onto Savvy as well, and it's gonna be one more for Shine. Nice setup in general. And Norway again. A very expensive round for considering what they actually had going into it, but it's still a round that they win, and they have enough money, so probably going to be absolutely fine with it. Well played.
Yeah, this is so far well played as well for Norway. I mean, we've got a 4-round buffer. They're putting so much pressure on Hungary, and the worrying thing is that Hungary aren't doing really anything at the moment that feels like something's going to change. It's not like they're losing rounds closely, but it's mainly because of their economy, or it's not like they're losing rounds because the ideas maybe not quite work. Yeah, the individuals are. The individuals aren't really hitting their shots for the most part. The ideas falling quite flat, and it is problematic. What a swing from Sly to trade there. As Fleeve on the AWP gets deleted.
I love this. And this is a change of pace from what the Norway that we saw in the earlier match. Like, it's a lot more aggressive. You know there's an AWP holding the site, and he's already got one kill. He could reposition and do the same to the next player that comes around the corner, but you don't care. You push forward. Sly, nearly with the triple. Corey's going to be traded immediately as Truth will continue on. And again, Hungary, probably a non-starter for this round. Aaron and Coolio are left. And I think Coolio is in a bit of trouble towards CT spawn as Tapeware sneaking out of the tunnel. Nothing you could do any longer, Aaron, even if you could escape. I mean, that would be the best case here, but that might not be easy. Yeah, dropping smokes now to try and make his way out. All right. But the round will go to Norway, and just great calling. I love the idea of pushing down that AWP, saying, unless you are having a very, very good game here, Fleeve, we're gonna run you over.
Yeah, I mean, just the audacious swing from Sly to even go for that. He knows there's an AWP poster temple holding main, and he swings and one-taps him. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. But why not, right? If you're Norway at the moment, you've got econ built up. Everything feels like it's going the way it should be going. And the confidence is very obviously showing in terms of some of these fights. So another simple round put up on the board by Norway. 6 probably going to be made 7. I say that. We do see a little bit of a force. So a double hero rifle. Yeah, Kuda gonna sell it. That did feel like a bit of a weird decision. Because Aaron's got a rifle, yes. But then if they double hero rifle, it means that Coolio's economy is broken for the next round. That's a weird decision for me. This one is fine. Aaron saved the rifle. They have a small upgrade around it. Nothing really too much of a kind of an overinvestment. So it's fine. I think that's one of those where I think all in all, you can be pretty happy with it.
Think of what a disaster is for Hungary, right? The one round that they have is the one where Aaron gets a double spray down from the stolen AK. I mean, that's a cool round as an isolated event, but you need more than that. Into the middle, flashbangs are so deadly there. Truth, he wanted to punish Aaron for being that far up. Maybe could have done so, but the counter flashes coming out from the CT side were really good. So huge plays from Aaron. Once again, it's a round where they have nearly nothing, and it's Aaron to step it up and open up the round for his team. 5 versus 3. Hungary. Don't think this is like necessarily done already, but it's the kind of round that you really need to win. And this might do it here. Fleeve, it's a good job.
Ooh, Xavi, getting pretty close, but honestly, if this is to be converted, another round in which we can say that Hungary have they should never be winning this. The first round they took, they should never have won that. And this is looking like another one of those. It's not a good thing in a way that they're the only rounds they're getting, but you take them all the same. Aaron nearly gets a double, and he will spamming away. No casualties too is kind of crazy. The AWP doesn't get picked up at the end there, but honestly, that's a second round that Hungary have absolutely no business winning, and they do take it. It's keeping them afloat, but this one actually has a bit more of a knock-on effect. Gruz can't buy, so that's where things do become a little bit more uncomfortable. So Hungary have a chance here to at least work with something, spiral in somewhat of a positive way. It's only a Tech 9 for Gruz, but then Shan has the AWP as well, and he's looked pretty good with it so far.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so fortunate. Sly just knows the lineup. Fleeve didn't even do anything wrong.
Another classic, isn't it? Attempted wallbanger return here, Aaron. Hasn't reloaded yet. I think he is baiting out somebody to peek, assuming that he was reloading. A lot of different ways to do that, obviously. You empty sort of half the magazine, and maybe somebody comes running at you because they think you're going to be reloading that gun. Pushing right through the incendiary grenade. It will be Corey on the other side to pick it up. So even if Xavi goes down there, it's still pretty good. Oh, Truth not ready for somebody to walk around that pillar, and it's now Sly and Shine. Might be a quick 2 versus 2 here. They're going to get the kill. If they had a smoke, they could block off CT spawn and almost certainly get the bomb planted, but it's actually a little bit more complicated than that. Oh, Rain Shine, he's still ready. That's a very good shot. That might have been hard to hit there. Going to go for the bomb plant, but Aaron right on top. He gets traded. I've got to say, Aaron is putting in an enormous amount of work to try and win these rounds for his team, but it will be Norway to pick it up.
Yeah, honestly, I'll give him always credit. I mean, Aaron is such a solid player. I've been casting this guy for a couple of years, and always has been. I mean, we just saw him at LAN last day, like you mentioned, at Yash, and he was super solid there with a very different team back then as well. But sadly, it does feel like a bit of a one-man show. Corey's had his moments, but a lot of his kills have actually been, unfortunately, not too impactful. They've, maybe been him surviving or exits or something of the sort. 7-2. Norway have already guaranteed a lead, and the way they are playing at the moment, I don't see things changing. Norway look super comfortable in terms of their Counter-Strike at the moment.
They do. They've come in with a completely different energy from that other game. We'll see if they can keep a lead on it. Obviously, that's going to be the next big question is, can they follow it all the way through? Or are we going to see more strange comeback against the Norwegians? Hopefully not, for their sake, but I won't rule it out. 3 MAC-10s in play in itself is interesting. Could give them some speed in the round. Oh, they're picking up so many kills. Oh my god. The round ended in like 5 seconds. There's 5 people dead all over the map.
And that's just what Norway are doing. Every round feels so comfy from Norway, bar the 2 they've lost, which were actually towards low buys, which so far is actually where Hungary seems scarier. When they're on guns, Hungary are playing so nervy, so tentative. But when you see them, I mean, in some of the ways in which they've been on these gun rounds, they are all over the place, Hungary, where at least on the low buy to pistol, they seem confident that they can just find a couple of shots with the Deagles and the rest. This is tough. This is seriously tough. 8-2, arguably 8 rounds on T side already might be enough. This is a map which still is meant to be seen as CT-sided, and it is still, at least statistically, CT-sided. So I think the Norway are doing more than fine on their map pick. And if this is the level that they're playing, honestly, Mirage could be quite interesting as well, because Hungary just do not look like themselves. Remember as well, just ladies and gents, the winner of this will be going to the World Esports Championships. Loser is eliminated. Simple as that.
Norway looking to see if they can get there. At least it's a brilliant start. Obviously, Sweden, the defending champions. Denmark, their likely neighbor that would have tried to challenge them, but the Danish squad just malfunctioned in the qualifier. So Norway, I mean, if they can qualify and Denmark don't, that in itself will be a bit of an interesting talking point going forward. Nicely done from Tapeware, but the trade is in for Corey. Sammy, almost always good for at least a 1. Oh, he's pushing forward. He wants more than that. Very well done. Looking to get a 3rd round finally here. This surely is a round that the CTs can win.
One thing that made it super awkward there for Norway, they wanted the trade after the 2nd kill comes through. The teammate's flash that was being held in his hand drops and pops the team. And I think this one might be done. AK picked up. Nade'll come through with a 1v3. Maybe asking a little bit too much for Gruz. He does get 1, but he will only get the 1. So Hungary finally found another round. Great individual work from Xavi for the second. And that second guy he did kill, drops the flash, which then flashes their own team. It's the small things that work out. But all in all, final round of the half. Norway are already up to an 8th. They potentially could even get a 9th as well as they fire right back in and Shine's got his AWP. Far from out of the woods, Hungary. They need a very strong start in towards their T side if they want a chance.
Let's see. 4th round. Might be back on. Might be a chance for a late comeback. Very late. Double push towards that outside of B lane, and they'll get the 1 kill. Probably good. Probably pull the plug on it by now. Actually doing a fair bit more damage. Truth, you could see him dropping low, and it looks like Norway want to push right onto the bomb site. Timing could not have been better to take down the first player, but Aaron is still here. And every time they run an Aaron, they have to pay with a couple of people just to make it through him. He's been doing very well. 11 kills on him so far. Double kill in this round once again. And it will be a 3 versus 4. Oh, but look at the spray down from Tapeware. We'll be dropping 2 players, and suddenly it is a 2 versus 2 with Aaron getting the 3rd kill. So let's see how much he can get done in the round. He's on a bit of a heater here for the first half of the map at the very least. Oh, the gun barrel showing. Sly knows, but it doesn't matter. Aaron, he can't be stopped. That is so sickening now. Fleeve has got him locked in the corner. Gets the 1. Aaron trying to be the hero. He's out of bullets. And he gets no scoped at the end. He needed 2 more bullets to win the round, but he couldn't get it.
I cannot believe Shine's got away with a second. How has he got away with a second? That just does not make any sense. Oh, that's so unfortunate. He ran out of ammo and he tried to pull out the pistol. He couldn't do it in time. And then he gets no scope just to rub salt in the wound. I mean, what a way for Norway to find a 9th. And what a half by Norway in general. What a lead they've now got to work with. It makes you basically think that if they get a pistol here, I cannot see a world in which Hungary can recover from this. This is already feeling quite damning, but 10/11-3 feels out of the realms of possibility. They're going to go quick, and it doesn't start off well for them. They lose the first, but they trade back.
At least in a position to, I think, get the bomb planted. Shine, Truth. Oh, wait a minute. I say that too quick, even though it's complete chaos here, as there's some panic jumping going on for Tapeware. They will still win the round. Man, Hungary, they were on the bomb side. There was like a half a second where it looked like, okay, it's the chaos has gone away. They can plant the bomb, play the alpha plant. And then Norway just said, nah, we're just going to push forward anyway. So I think that probably secures the map here. I doubt that it's going to be a Hungary comeback, but they can't obviously buy in this round. So probably 11-3. Yeah, it's surely this is enough.
I think you're right. No bomb plant, I think, is also the most damning thing there for Hungary, where they just can't truly buy into this one. So they sort of have to give up the 11th. 1-for-1 trade isn't bad against the Glocks. Truth at range, he shouldn't have any issues. And he won't as he lines them up. Brilliant.
Easily picked off. Single casualty on the Norwegian side is absolutely fine. Nobody's worried about that. Wow, this has been so quick. I just can't believe it. We're speeding, flying through this game at the moment. 11-3. And we'll see if we can do a bit better for Hungary. At least get them warmed up now. You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly. I mean, you've got nothing to lose anymore. I think it's probably the best way that we're going to put this. You're 11-3 down. This is your opponent's map pick, and you've not even scratched the surface. Just try something a little bit audacious. Try and see if you can rely upon the individuals a little bit or something of the sort, because there is quite literally no point in not. Opening fight is actually quite positive towards Hungary. A 2-for-1 trade for the T side. Make that 3 as Fleeve doubles down through the smoke. They'll take that every day of the week, and has left Norway on their bonus for only 2 rifles.
Corey spotted in the corner there, but doesn't seem to make a difference. Surely Sly at least will get this one. Yeah. All the work ahead of him. And you even have to have a conversation, I think, just, you know, the AK, I think it's probably worth more than trying to do some damage or anything else like that. I guess in theory, he could, if you felt like you get like 3 exits here, and then that's probably really fun. Something that people, I don't know if they don't do it enough, but because the bomb blast radius on this particular map is so huge, you could argue that there is more space to try to ninja defuse some of these rounds because the T's have to evacuate a little bit earlier. He has a smoke and a kit, so like, you know, we can tell that wouldn't have worked anyway because they're actually exiting this way. But you know, in a world where they don't and they try and run out the other way, maybe it's doable. There's the first, second. Ow! Oh my god! What an absolute sicko!
Oh, Sly. I mean, Sly has hit some incredible clips. So some of the shots, I mean, I'm still in awe of the one he hit earlier when the orb's posted in tempo and he swings out and one taps him, but that was probably arguably as sumptuous, if not better, because it's 3 kills in quick succession. And it does, again, put a bit of a damper on the mood over towards Hungary because it means that they have to fully invest back in off that round. And look what we've got now. I mean, a double back 10, a Galil coming through in a double AK, so they fully have to reinvest in, and it's not even a clean investment. If those 3 are survived, they have a beautiful buy coming towards the next one. They might even have an AWP, but they don't. So that does hurt. However, Fleet for the first. They got to line up for the smoke. Damage, but only 1 kill, and Aaron finds one of his own.
Oh, attempted wallbang there, but not quite able to stop the bomb. Would have been really fun if he could have found that angle. 3 versus 4, but a couple of those players there on the Hungarian side are practically dead here. Sly, he's got the right idea, knows that Coolio is right in the corner, and he's going to find him right away, and that's a problem. Coolio was the only one with any real health left. Aaron gets wallbanged down finally, and now it's Xavi alone versus 3. Smokes are everywhere. They're going to find the headshot. Sly just is a demon on this map. He has got 20 kills, and it'll take Norway to round number 12.
Ridiculous round again where Norway, they back themselves in the fight and they are just so confident. It's as simple as that. 12-4 in Norway. They're 1 more round away from being 1 more map away from Riyadh for the World Esports Championships, and they would actually be the last team locked in. We have all the other teams actually locked in towards their spots now. I think about Sydney, but I'm not 100% sure. I have a feeling those Sydney matches don't actually even get played. So they are just kind of matches for matches' sakes, and they're just there. But we'll touch on that a little bit later. Sly, first of all, Fleeve will catch him. That's mid, and actually they're now barreling towards A, which they're late on the rotate here, Norway.
Well, Corey, it's a bit of a start. Shine trying to bring it back, but it's probably too far gone anyway. Classic A-rush scenario with Gruus. What do you save the M4 here? I don't think there's not much point in doing anything else. You've got the money to lose it if you want to, but why go that distance? All right. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all.
They're still alive for now. Gruus will get one on the exit. Any more would be nice. We just seen Slide a nice little 1v3 at the end of the exit. Maybe Gruus can put up 4 on this one. They're not going to feed him this time, though. I think they've learned their lesson from Sly in that last round. Flash comes round. That'll be that. He actually goes down to the bomb. I don't think he realized how big that radius was. So he will fall to the bomb. I think you have to go in that far left corner, the back left corner, to survive. And even then, I think you still take like 45 points of damage. But he was a little bit too close. And the bubbles, he was planted close side as well to make it even worse. Either way, I don't think they're really too stressed. Norway, they actually are going to choose the force buy here. Triple MP9, Deagle, 1 M4. Lose this, you force them to weaken next round. And it does give Hungary a bit of space to work with to build T-side rounds. Do we believe? Probably not. And that's not a good start either. Shan will find 1. And he's just going to tuck himself in towards that corner. I like this.
Yeah, Cleve trying to make good, but they're just getting picked apart once again. Very similar to so many of the rounds of the first half where the Hungarian players just dropping all over the map. They can't even really coordinate anything. It's just a series of 1 fights here for Norway again. Aaron, he's been, a rock for this Hungarian squad. It's sick what Aaron's been able to do, especially because everyone else has been blown up. So it's really been on his shoulders, but still, it's too much to ask for. They're going to be finding the bomb back there onto Xavi, and that means Aaron is alone versus 4. With a minute left, the bomb miles away. There is almost no way to do this. Starts with a good headshot, though. You need about 3 more kills. That's one of the problems. The other problem is the time that's left, right? To get down there and get the bomb planted, you have to sort of eventually have to run, and that gives up any advantage you might have. So Aaron, skill-wise, I think could do this, but in terms of time and everything else, it's just such a big ask.
Yeah, 35 seconds to do it. 59 points of HP and a dead man walking. Norway will see it off. They'll take map number 1 with ease as well. What a showing out from Norway from start to finish there. I mean, honestly, there was never even a doubt, was there? That's just how good Norway were. And the individuals looked crisp. The game plan was there. And everything Hungary tried fell flat. And now this puts Norway 1 map away from potentially going towards the World Esports Championships. They are so close. The other 6 teams are locked in place. They are the last one. We have to find out whether that is going to be the case. It's a crazy time. The one positive that we have to work with is that the next map is Hungary's map pick. So we'll have to see whether they can turn it back on its head. Coming up next is Mirage. We'll see if Hungary can turn around. But so far, not so good. See you after the break.
We are back once again. That was a very quick first map that we had there on Ancient, with Norway showing up with just a completely different energy, running basically right through all of Hungary, except for Aaron, who's like the only person who could really stand up to them. But, you know, one player can't defeat 5. It's a game of Counter-Strike. It's a team game after all. So that's the opening map now. Like you said, at least this is the second map here picked up by Hungary. So hopefully, you know, like they can win it. They did pick it in the veto. But yeah, this was a very forceful display for the Norwegian side.
This feels like a good map, I think, is the one thing I have to work with Hungary, where they have the individuals that can play this properly. I think the worrying thing is that map wasn't lost off the back of Norway specifically playing it super well, or Norway having this ultimate game plan which just broke down Hungary. They were just better. The individual hitting shots, they really had a couple of highlight players who were at times kind of unstoppable. I mean, Sly looked incredible all the way through. Shine, when he picked up the orb, was super solid. Groose had a lot of impact in those early rounds that gave Norway so much to work with. And we just didn't see that. I mean, you had 2 players over towards Hungary who finished on single-digit kills, who were, you know, uber negative, basically. Everybody on the team, bar Aaron, like you mentioned, did go negative. And it's just one of those things that's not enough. Mirage is a puggy map. It's as similar sort of a similar vibe, in my opinion, to Mirage in the way it's played. That Mirage and Ancients, they're both quite open maps. They have a lot of space to work with, long rotates at times as well. They're wide but not long in a sense, and they're also very puggy. And I think that's just one of those things where I look at these where like Anubis is a little bit different. I always think of Anubis as being quite thin as a map and very difficult to save on. We'll see though. My thought process off the back of that is that Norway have a lot to kind of have confidence with coming in towards that. That was a super solid performance. They looked very clean. They looked comfortable in terms of every aim duel they were taking. And a simple thing, but it's something that's been quite overrated or quite underrated, may I say, throughout this tournament so far, is they just play together. They back each other, which is been a bit of a rarity at times. Let's see. Pop an A.
Sly is back at it again. He was really the star player. Oh, he keeps it going. He's so blind, so hard for him to get that 3rd kill, but you could still see the accuracy on some of the early ones there. 4 versus 3, although Tapeware, I don't think he needed to rotate out of that. I think that's one of those moments where like panic kind of takes over. Just stay in the corner, let it be a 4 versus 3, and wait for your teammates to show up. But that might be a little bit of an experience for him. Truth, trying to play. This is very smart. You're trying to fall back, get out of the range of the Glocks. He will be able to get the 1 kill there, but his teammates showing up. It's a 1 versus 1, and Aaron goes down. Shine will pick up the last 2 shots there. It's well played for Norway with the pistol once again.
Yeah, I guess in this instance, we can take the small thing and say a bomb plant is actually, it's not bad for Hungary, but all in all, the most important thing that Hungary care about is that they get themselves that round. They start off well. They start the way they finished in towards that map number 1 of Ancient with confidence. The individuals look pretty good as well. Sly's opening double was pretty clean. Shine's closing double was pretty clean. And they were the 2 main men in the server in Ancient. So it's good to see them still active, still alive. A bomb plant, though, of course, means a buy coming right back in for Norway. Hungary will expect this, which is the main thing. I look at this on the other side, though, and say, if Hungary don't find this, they could be in trouble. We could see... you know, we could see things actually spiral quite negatively, where it could be like 3, potentially even 4-0 down, and that sort of tough start can once again put itself into place. How has he got away with that first? I don't know. He gets traded, though. Shine, I'll answer back.
Bomb is on the A ramp still, so nearly catching 2 off guard there, but Shine was quick to get the rifle out. You got to be careful when you're rotating into that corner. The T's can get there, and sometimes that's enough to lose a round. Yeah, that should be an easy kill for Sly. Coolio out of them, crouched down to try and save himself. Corey really out of position here a little bit, but he's going to get the one. Smoked off. Another smoke on top of the bomb. They're going to tap it once. They know he has to play like that it's already been defused. He has to pretend like it already is. It's a 10-second defuse, so, maybe.
Oh my.
Look at the damage he's doing, just throwing out bullets their way. They finally get him, but he did so much. I think they'll have enough time for the defuse anyway, but that is so unbelievably close. Oh, yeah, there we go. Just barely with the defuse. That's close, but by God, he almost had it.
Yeah, it is very, very close indeed. But I think it's one of those where it's a sigh of relief. And, of course, for Hungary, bomb plant, you can buy again. We see teams who actually, when they make rounds like that close, they just buy right back in because it's their thought process in these instances is, okay, we've had a little bit of a lesser buy there and we've got a bomb plant and nearly won it. Why don't we force again? Because surely we can try and find a gap here ourselves and find another round. But it still puts it in the same argument on the other side of if they lose a round without the bomb plant, they will then have an economy broken, which then gives Norway basically a 2-for-1 special. Bit of attack pause and a bit of a conversation before getting underway into it. But a 2-0 start is the main thing. Norway need to, for my books, get at least 7 rounds. And, on the other side, I always say for Hungary, if you're on that T side, at least 5 rounds is workable. The difference is if things go the other way. So if we see Norway go past 7 or Hungary past 5, then they start to put up what is, in my opinion, a pretty stellar first half.
Oh, yeah. Gruce going down at the beginning. Corey took a fair bit of damage for it, but that's absolutely fine. Sneaking on the other side of the smoke with nobody to catch him. Bit dangerous for Corey to be. I've got to say, this is a position that does get grenaded quite a bit, so you want to be careful, but they don't seem to even consider it. Flashing their way out. Did they realize he was there? I don't think so. They just fell back. I think he must have been flashed too because nobody even fired a bullet. What a weird encounter. But now they bring the bomb back towards the A-bomb site. And Corey, if he sneaks up here, he could be the absolute linchpin for this bomb site. 1 kill from him in this position should be enough. And look at Norway. They think it's going to be a B hit. They haven't seen anyone in the middle because they didn't check the corner. And Corey, he's just won the round.
Yeah,
that's it.
Surely. And the fact that Tipper gets flashed as well, or basically just rub it in. Just safe. I honestly think there's no point if you're Norway here. If you can, that is. And it's not a good start. Oh, and he gets 2, Coolio. Fair play. That's already more than enough. Hungary might even get a couple of rounds with this. The big issue is because that previous round was pretty expensive too, Norway don't have long-term funds. And now they've fallen. I think if you're Norway here, I know you could be tempted to force buy. I know Truth's on 1.6. I would honestly say don't. I'd say just save. I think Truth can then still in towards his next round pick up a gun regardless. Even with 1.9k, he can go in towards the likes of an SMG, half buy. They are going to force though. I think there's percentage speaking more of a risk forcing here than there is buying next. So you're forcing with at the most like what 2.9k, where in the Eastern to the next round, you could actually potentially even have an AWP half armor. It's a big call. We'll see.
Well, starts off well enough. Corey, like I said, essentially winning the last round on his own. Starts off this one with 2 big kills in the middle. No issues there. They're kind of just trading away very efficiently through this round. And this is very good. Again, you lose the pistol, but they don't seem to be suffering from it mentally all that much. They're kind of just bouncing right back into this. So I think it's a encouraging sign so far. The way that they lost that first map was pretty brutal. You could have taken some emotional damage from that and maybe come into the second one feeling a bit down, but the mental reset is pretty strong right now with Hungary. It's good job.
Yeah, super kind of solid rounds that are being put up right now. I'm still sticking with, and I guess with hindsight it helps, but I don't like the idea of forcing there. I understand why, and normally you would always match a force with a force. The difference being is that Norway had enough money where, bar one player, the rest of the team weren't in double eco, and they could have bought in towards this next round. So it's a big one to opt for the force decision. It doesn't work out, and in hindsight now, of course, Hungary found a second, and not only that, they'll probably get the third as well, too, with not really too much of an investment going to come through in towards the next one. They have one fan master that Tate we're sticking around to try and find a fight with. He will not be gifted one. And Hungary, okay, T-side maybe up to something now. Two, and probably the third to come through. It's already getting to the point of being not too shabby, and especially considering it started maybe potentially a little rough, where it was a little bit concerning. This is better.
Yes, most certainly. They're fighting for a third map, and remember, they're fighting also to sort of stay in this whole thing, because if you let go now, then that's it. You're no longer qualified, and it will be the other team instead. It's a final stop along the way here to decide who gets to move on and play in Riyadh for the WEC. So some grenades raining down in the middle from the T side. 3 of them, in fact. They smoke connector, window, and top mid. So try to deny as much info as they possibly can to the CT side, but still, Tapeware is at least trying to move close up there. Corey, that's essentially a free kill on Truth. And I think this round is going to be disappearing pretty quickly for the Norwegian side.
I think you're right. The FAMAS is down. The chances are probably down in the ground as well for Norway in this one. The buy next is the main thing, but this is always never really going to be any sort of a starter of a round. Nego's back default, nobody there. It's not going to make a difference. Still one player moving up mid, one player moving up underpass towards B. And the fact that neither of them have spotted anything, they now absolutely know that's going towards A. But even with the information they've got, it's not going to make a difference.
No, I don't think so. The flank here for Shine, I mean, it's fun to try and throw some of those rounds in there, but when you're flanking with the USP and the rest of your team is kind of practically dead already, we don't expect too much to come out of it. Again, if he was here with an M4, there's a way that you could do it. Sly will get one, and again, the USP is just with an M4, he might actually kill both those players, and that then it'd be a 1 versus 1 and an interesting round all of a sudden. Unfortunate, but not for Hungary. It's 3-2 in their favor. Corey's playing well. Like, this is a very, very decent start for them.
Yes, yeah, it is. It is. Okay. Hungary, they're doing in the early part at least enough where we can start to feel a little bit of confidence about what they're doing thus far. We need to see, though, and keep this up consistently. If they can get 5, I'm pretty happy. Any more is very decent. Norway, back into the gun. Sly gets caught on the cross. Nice little boost there, and Fleaves Orp rattles off for the first.
He jumped as well, Sly, and he still got caught. It's pretty grim. Shine will get 1 kill on Aaron. Corey's still playing over on that side here. Oh, Truth, if you go down, that could be a real big issue. Shine's on his own, and he can't escape. Fleave. Good little peek on that one. 3 versus 2. Groose and Tapeware. If they lose this round, they're back to saving again on the TT side, and I think, honestly, at that point, Hungary are just... They're going to be on such a roll. It'd be very, very hard to stop them at that point. Right over the smoke. Doesn't quite get the shot off there, but... Still, Tabeware's coming up from the middle. It'll be a very, very difficult retake to make work. Not impossible, but they're just not finding the kills early on in this scenario.
Julio, he'll hold. He will actually fall, though. There's a tag. Did Tabeware hear that? He did. All right, not bad. Okay. The nade is perfectly placed as well onto Fleave, and he baits out the shot. He doesn't even mean to. And somehow he's got another baited out shot. He's sticking on the bomb. He's reloading the orb. And a 10-second defuse in the open with no util will go the way of Norway. They are so fortunate. So lucky.
Yeah, I thought for sure Flea was going to hit one of those shots at the end. It just looked like it was, even any one of them. And he has to stop the defuse. And then they lose the round. Or he doesn't have to, but he probably would have. Oh, no. That's pretty heartbreaking. 2 versus 3. Great work, obviously, coming out from the Norwegian side. And it might even have been sort of a must-win kind of scenario for them. If they'd lost that one, it's hard to imagine that they could have made a great first half of it. There's still a chance now. They get to steal 2 AKs. They buy M4s on the rest. Money is still pretty decent for Hungary. So they buy into this round. No problem.
Yeah. 3-3. Pretty close game. It feels competitive in comparison to, what we got in map number 1. There really wasn't too much of a contest. This feels like it has some sort of idea behind it. Both sides are playing the way that they should be. Hungary are competing, at least in a sense where there's a chance about that third map. We're not going to count it out. On a map like Mirage, anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
3-3. Like you said, plenty of money for Hungary to buy back in. And actually plenty of money to buy back in towards the next, even if this one was to go awry. Tapeware, this is a pretty ballsy call. It does cross safely. Will they expect him? Maybe not. They definitely won't. First, second, not quite. 1.5 kills. The nade can't quite see him off either.
Yeah, no real easy way to escape that one. But my God, inside of the bomb side, things are working out very well for them at the moment. Ooh. There will be a couple of kills going their way. Corey, the last one left, he's going to get dropped as well. So only Tapeware going down. And again, he was kind of the forward defense. So, getting a kill and a half for him is, I think, fairly respectable.
And that wasn't bad. Groose, 3 massively important kills there. Finds the first, fair enough. He drops back as he looks to a fight back pillar, and he gets it, and then he jumps up on towards the van for the third as the apartments players drop a util to get the players out onto the side. Really well played. Really well played from him individually. He had a fantastic map number 1. So, yeah, Norway take back a lead. It's a weird buy, but it's a great start. Fleet, that is lightning fast. Sly didn't even know what hit him by the time he is 6 feet under.
Yeah, he's been hitting some of those shots. Very, very important. Aaron, did he spot it? I don't think he did. Truth has managed to just sneak his way out past, but yeah, they're going to get the kill anyway. Tapeware gets 1 in return, but with him very low on health, how much more can they do here? It's going to be finally a kill coming in there for Shine. 3 versus 3. The bomb is going to make its way to the site. The question is, can Shine do more than he's already done?
This goes quiet. Coolio creeping up with the bomb. 3v3. They're not being heard. Bomb will be planted open. This is the default plant spot, in all fairness, for Hungary. It seems like they're going there more or less every time. There's 2 via CT and a freebie given to Groose on the rotate. That's pretty huge. Caught on the cross. Tapeware goes down, and Flea finds Groose as well. Now Shan, he should know where both are, but crossing is the big task. The smoke will give him that luxury. AK picked up as well. Any fight that comes through, Shine will win the first. Get on towards the bomb. He has a kit. Why not? Tap looks for the fight. He's got time, but he just loses the head-to-head duel to Coolio. Maybe sticking him out of in the play.
Yeah, but you got to respect the effort. That's pretty cool. He's playing it right to the limit. Yeah, nicely done. Don't know what else he realistically could have done there, but that was a fun round once again. 4-4. And again, when they trade rounds back and forth like this, eventually it is going to end up favoring the T side, right? They're just going to have more money to play around with. Norway, they're holding on. They're not getting decimated in this first half, but they're not doing as well as they would have liked. Again, just setting up this boost, which they got the kill with earlier. Not going to be able to do that now. Sly is up close to the ramp with the MP9, but he's also the only defender there. And top of mid push coming out. Fairly aggressive here for Norway. They really want to put the pressure on.
So many here. Shanov on the first. Truth. Yeah, smart decision to get out of there. He doesn't realize it, but that's probably kept him alive. So many bodies towards top mid. They're just grouping up Hungary. All playing off each other. As long as nobody peeks from Norway for free, I mean, they should be fine.
Yeah.
I believe. He's looking for a fight from backside. They're going to creep up towards B, and there's 2 players towards his B side as well.
Okay, a little bit of a spot out. Hard in the corner there. Nothing you could do really behind the backbench, and somehow this bomb set's just falling apart. Tapeware eventually will have to come in and try and help out, but how much can he really do from this position? He's going to go down, and that's the round here. What a weird scenario. It's a 4 versus 5, but Norway kind of end up looking like they are almost scared to fight at the end.
Yeah, weird. A weird decision. They find the opener, and then they're so passive. in their approach. I'm not sure if this is them kind of misreading something, but 50-50 duels go very easy over towards Hungary, and they're going to find that elusive fifth that I was asking for. And now, by my books at the very least, this is seen as a solid T side, regardless of how the rest of these rounds go.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty good. 5 for Hungary. Honestly, they probably should get a 6th as well, because money's going to be shot here for Norway. So it's not a terrible spot that we're in at the moment for Hungary. And I think it's good to see them respond off the back of what was a pretty terrible map generally towards map number 1. This is good. We have to look at this though, and for Norway, how do you save face a little bit? I think, let's say for example, we're probably expecting not to a lot in towards this map. Then I think if they get any less than 6, you could actually be in a bit of troublesome spot. It requires a very solid T side to be able to kind of turn it on its head. A pistol round would basically be an absolute necessity.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Sly does make me happy that he's got the one M4 here in play. He's just secured them an AK, but they've lost the bomb site. So it might be one of those situations where Hungary just say, yeah, fine, whatever. We might give that up, but we're going to be fine otherwise. And as much as you'd love to try and go for this retake, what are the chances really that you get anything done? You don't have the kit, you don't have any grenades or anything. Just if you can play to win the last 2 rounds and make it a 6-6 half, then I think that's probably the stronger choice. And I think they've realized the same thing. So that's fine. But yeah, another AK to play around with.
It's a small thing, a positive. I mean, again, I feel like if you're Norway, you have to be getting 6 rounds. Any less, you're in a really weird spot. Flash going to come to try and bait in a fight. They might get another, but it doesn't work out. And it actually will be Tape Boy getting traded out too. An AK save is a good thing. But the rest doesn't really matter. And Hungary don't care about losing any fights at the end as well. They have so much money to buy in for the last 2 rounds. Penultimate round here. And at a 6-4 scoreline, Hungary are already doing considerably better than what we saw in towards map number 1. They've already beaten the rounds that they got in towards map number 1, which is fine. Norway, they're not out of this just yet, but they're not giving themselves a hell of a lot of space to work with when they go into what is generally seen as the statistically harder T side of Mirage. We're just looking at the numbers here, and that's the thing that is borderline a little concerning.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. Well, yeah, 6 rounds. I think it's doable if you can get there. But not a comfortable position for Norway to be in at the moment at all. Corey stepping up and playing a very, very tight game with 15 kills right now. Nobody really matching him on the Norwegian side yet. Shine has got 10, so kind of trying to get there. But it looks like this is going to be just a question of timing. They smoked out the window in the middle. And they're just waiting for the right time to unleash the rest. The question is, can they actually hold what's coming out of the palace? It's going to be, I think, on Shine, who's playing down there in the shadow position. It will not be easy at all.
Oh, Corey gets gifted that one. Shine will fall. The M4 can't get both. Only going 1.5's not enough. And that's the A site open. Groose, all that's left. 2 is not bad, in all fairness. A couple of quick kills in concession. But yeah, it's still Hungary getting a 7th. And there might even be an 8th to follow it as well, because Norway don't really have the best of funds to work with. Nothing saved, nothing gained. And we're probably talking about Hungary getting up towards an 8th here. Fair enough. And to be honest, deserved. Hungary have looked so clean on this T side. Taking fights. The individuals look really, really crisp as well. I mean, Corey's 17-8. Nearly 20 kills.
Yeah, it's been
in the first half. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, funnily enough, Truth has got 1 kill and Chavi's got 2. So weirdly, again, a couple of players that are missing out on some of the action. But yeah, Corey has been leading the charge for them here. Round number 12 coming up. Smoke up towards the top of connector, but they respond with another smoke of their own, which allows Sly to sort of play around inside of that connector, a little pocket in there between the 2 smokes. Corey waiting for anything to happen here, but still early days for Hungary in the round. They don't necessarily have to commit to anything. I do like this from Sly. Look at it. He's actually gone all the way out for the connector. Now he's at top mid. Very, very deep position. Oh, this could be round winning. Remember last time we saw this kind of a flank, it was with the USP. Now it's with the FAMAS. Maybe still not the absolute best weapon for it, but it'll get the job done if he can find the right timing, which is definitely right. Oh, he sees the grenade thrown, so he knows he can call out to his teammates saying they are executing. It's already happening. Get ready. Scout would find the headshot. Oh, it's a great cleanup here. They absolutely wrecked this incoming attack. Oh, truth. Oh, the grenade bounced right into his skull. But 7-5 at the end. Norway, at least they claimed this last round.
Yeah, funny little grenade. But a 7-5, it's not impossible. It's not the worst. It's still very positive, though, over towards Hungary. And a 7-5 scoreline basically means, for me, that Norway have to get this pistol. I feel like if you don't, you got Hungary who can basically, especially if Norway don't get a bomb plant too, Hungary can more or less go up towards, 9 rounds? 9-5 at that point. You know, they're 4 rounds ahead of you. They're 4 rounds away. It's just leaving too much up towards those gun rounds. And something that haven't actually been all too clean for Norway is their gun rounds. They've looked a little scrappy. So that's why, for me, I feel like this pistol is something that just has to be taken. 2 towards A, 3 towards B. But they're going to go in via under. So they're wrapping through under to go back towards mid, setting up for an A split. It's quite a detailed pistol. Sometimes simplicity is the way forward.
A little bit of a flash in. Shabby finding his 3rd kill. And you're right. That is the bomb. Awkwardly lost in a really weird position. Let's see what Shabby's going to be able to do here. He's fallen quite far back, and I can appreciate that. You don't want to die. Corey sneaks the kill away. The Glock's doing quite a bit of work here, but Fleeve, look at him, isolating the fight so that he doesn't just get, bursted down by the Glock, but instead can use the finesse of that USP to take the kill. So, 1 versus 3 now. In truth, man, he's so far away. I can't see him getting this round back.
Surely no way. 1v3 has to then recover the bomb with 40 seconds. And there becomes a point where they're going to figure out where he is. He's spotted 1. He's looking for the 2nd. He spots him, but he just gets double tapped down. Hungary find the pistol. And that, for me, feels like we're now talking about already, maybe even slowly, but talking about that 3rd map. I mean, Norway, they've given themselves so few opportunities now to build upon momentum. They've got potentially even kind of 2 true gun rounds, 3 true gun rounds if things continue at this sort of fashion where Hungary are rolling through them, depending on how many forces and stuff they want to go for. They're not going to force here, gun round in towards the next, lose that. That's another 2-for-1 special where Hungary can get up towards the likes of 11 rounds. At that point, you've maybe got 1 more after that. So 3, if you're lucky, if things continue at this fashion. That's just how clean Hungary are playing right now.
They are looking for a 3rd map. I can't see a world in which they don't get it. Just solid Counter-Strike coming out from the moment here. Obviously, against the pistols, it is a hell of a lot easier. The bomb trying to make its way out of the panels there. That was kind of the point of that top mid push there. But there just wasn't enough of a distraction. So at the end of the day, it will be yet another round. 9-5. They keep it going. Their economy is not out of control yet on the CT side, but it's pretty good. And we'll see. We've lost Sly at the start of the round. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Sure, we can get him back, but yeah, I mean, we haven't seen anything yet that kind of suggests that Hungary are going to slow down this game for themselves. They're doing well.
Yeah, it's true. 9-5, a super deserved lead that we've got. I'm assuming this round won't begin. Yeah, it won't. So we're waiting for Sly to get back in. But yeah, I mean, all in all, this is probably setting itself off for that vertigo, which we kind of cool to see the vertigo just because we don't see it as often, but it really hasn't looked clean from Norway. They've never really gotten all too much to work with. It's been very one-sided gun rounds. Even the kind of half buys have looked quite unfortunate for them as well. I mean, this is a super, super nice showing coming out for Hungary. You absolutely deserve to be in this lead. A buy to come through here for Norway, and it's another one, like similar to the pistol, where it's a must-win kind of gun round. If they don't win this one here, Hungary can get up towards 11. At that point, it feels like potentially it's already done. It's as simple as that. This gun round has so much behind it for Norway, and if they lose it, they're in trouble.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it's kind of playing on the back foot right now with all the work still ahead. In terms of individuals, I mean, apart from Truth, who's having a little bit of a tough game for whatever reason, but I mean, we know he's really good. He was playing great on the first map, so I'm sure that can even be changed around, but they don't have someone that's like Sly on that first map was out of control, and having somebody that can open up rounds like that is huge, and they're kind of missing that at the moment. So it's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, we need those individuals, and they just don't have them. They've had a couple of moments, but I mean, you Truth is really struggling. 2 and 13. Tapeware still in single digits himself. It's not a great showing. I mean, even Sly being negative, especially off the back of how clean he was map 1. It's such a disparity. Shine's the only one who is actually even positive over towards Norway. That itself is a pretty damning statement. Tech pause finally concluded, though. Sly is back in the server. Maybe with a little refresh, we can see map 1 Sly back in. Who knows? Hopefully, because they really need him. Norway, they're 4 rounds behind. Their opponents are 4 rounds away from seeing off this map and pushing us towards a vertigo.
Yeah, you would love to see Sly return to that same form. It was very enjoyable, but he's going to have to prove it. It's going to be a kill in the middle. Fleeve goes down afterwards. Gruce and Corey. Actually, nice mid-air tracking with the FAMAS. Not necessarily that easy to do. It'll work out this time for him. Trades continue. 2 versus 3. Aaron, got to be careful here. You don't go down and maybe give the round back. Xavi's pushed up in the hallways, and he might be able to catch the bomb in a couple of seconds. Oh, a little bit of a ranged fight. Sly, it's not great, and he dies at the end. Oh, no. Disastrous look here.
It is. Bit by bit, it's getting worse and worse. This is looking like potentially we should already start focusing our attention towards Vertigo. This is going to be a 10th and the 11th probably off the back of it. No bomb plan again. I mean, Norway, that's a small but simple thing. They cannot even get a bomb plan. I mean, that is just the big thing absolutely eluding them.
Yeah.
He's getting flanked as well. He's probably dead in a second.
Yeah, we do get this bomb plants. Again, you're lacking a little bit of money. You're just not quite connecting the dots. A painful situation to be in. 27 seconds. Aaron should be almost a free kill. And it will be. Shine goes down. Aaron with the double. And Hungary go to 10. Doesn't feel like they're facing a lot of opposition at the moment here. So, yeah, that third map is starting to feel more and more locked in. I don't know what it's going to take here to stop them.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really just don't understand what needs to change. But for Norway, it's not. I don't think it's happening. This Mirage is not being clean. It's a map in which, I even said, you know, for the core of Para, it's a map in which they play. It looked good on it, and you can see it right now. Few upgraded pistols for Norway. Not expecting fireworks in this one. So, probably should be made on 11th. And by that point, we're talking about this nearly being game over. Can they convert a low by round, though? It's not a good start. A double coming through for Coolio. Aaron tries, but he will fall. But Coolio is still alive briefly before he falls. Numbers are good, though, for Hungary, and the firepower, too. And they should be fine. Oh, that's a little labored. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, this is surprisingly a more expensive round than you would have assumed, but the truth is Shine is still incredibly low on health here. So is there really a realistic chance that he's going to be able to pick this one up? The bomb right next to him. Yeah, but he actually needs somebody to peek him. Deal versus Orb, and unsurprisingly, it'll be the Orb coming out on top. So good job for Fleeve. Again, a more expensive round than it probably would have liked, but at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters that much. It's still fine. Like, they're getting to the finish line here. 11-5, and Norway. If they wanted to answer back, it's time to start winning rounds. Like, if they win 2 in a row, I think that's the money gone for Hungary. Then they're at like 11-7. Still quite far away at that point, but at least it's a start.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on. 2 more rounds for Hungary, and last gun round probably for Norway. If things continue at this rate. Great reactionary shot there from Fleeve as he finds Struth just on the edge of that smoke. It continues to be a tough map out for Truth at 4 and 16. And now down to just 4. The nade actually could even do a little bit more as well. If he'd actually banked that off the wall, it probably catches Gruus. Doesn't matter. He gets his head ripped off by the... Oh my God, Fleeve cannot be stopped.
What an absolute badass. He just swings wide, just steps out, knowing that he actually can't take the shot while he's swinging, because he's still getting another cartridge in there. But it worked out. It will be a 12-5 as we just move on. Hungary, they are ready and primed to do this. They need one more round. Norway muted and not really being heard from here on the map. Very interesting.
Yeah, very true. 12-5. We can see back-to-back 13-5s at this rate. Norway in towards mid is a scrappy fight, but Fleeve peeks him in the AWP to get one of his own, and Gruus now known and stuck in towards Delpan. He's dropping in towards under. Nothing can possibly go wrong for Hungary right now. Absolutely every fight is working.
Yeah, it's such a luxury when you're having this kind of game. It's just makes it a lot easier. Sly here gets a spray on one. My God, the follow-up is beautiful as well. Good headshot. Takes down Coolio. That's the kind of stuff that we needed to see all throughout the map and not just right at the end. But the worst part is the bomb is actually lost the top mid. The CTs have it. So sure, you win the fight, you get the bomb plant, or you get the bomb site, but you forgot the one crucial element. A little bit of a spray at range. Fleeve's going to take it, and they know exactly where Sly is. So let's see. Fleeve should probably wait for his teammate so that they can engage at the same time here. But with 50 seconds, yeah, there's the bomb. Sly, what are you doing? What can you do?
Yeah, this is an awkward one, isn't it? 40 seconds to try and do something. Looking for the flanks. Sly is taking a sweet time in this one as well, but Hungary are playing it perfectly. They're just sticking together.
Yeah. That's what you should be doing. Ooh, and there's the kill at the end. Ah, Hungary. Never a doubt in their minds for this map. Very well played. I don't know if there's anything that they could have done here. Norway. It just looked like it was almost a foregone conclusion from the start here. So really sick stuff. It means we see a third map. And again, I appreciate that because this is the last game that we have. It's qualification or bust.
Yeah.
It should go to a third map.
Exactly. And you know what as well? Deserved. Hungary looked clean. Corey and Fleeve both looked incredible all the way through. Corey, especially in that first half. Fleeve really stepped up in that second half as well. Both of them had fantastic showings where nobody, you hate to say it, but nobody looked good over towards Norway. Sly, Shine, and Gruus heading in towards that final round with 11 kills apiece. Truth had a really tough one as well. It was basically a no-show. Back-to-back 13-5s. But we are heading in towards now map number 3. Verzgo is coming up next to decide who is going to the World Esports Championships. You don't want to miss it. Sit tight. We'll see you soon. Final map here in this best of 3, and the final map, which is basically a best of 1 to see who is going to the World Esports Championships. We are heading towards Vertigo as we've got to find a victor. Norway, Hungary, one of these two teams we're going to have to say welcome to Riyadh, and the other we have to say, sadly, goodbye to. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, no other way around it. Played a couple of maps already. Now we've got the final one coming up. And it's, by an interesting accident that we've ended up on Vertigo as well. So very curious way to decide this whole thing. But I'm for it. I think it'd be interesting to see. It's hard to say who's going to be showing up for this one. It seems like the map just wasn't feeling good for Norway really at any point. Yeah. So if they're a little bit more sharp on Vertigo, we've seen the kind of damage they could do at the start of the game, where they looked obviously insanely good. So could be just a complete coin flip here for the decider. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, honestly, credit to Hungary for stepping it back up again and kind of coming back into this game, because it was a tough loss on the first map.
It was really difficult. I think we just didn't see them play the way that they should. For Hungary, that's positive. I think now that Hungary have something to build upon. The foundations of map number 2, very, very solid, where they can come in towards this and say, right, we've just come in towards a puggy map like Mirage. We've taken the fight to them. We've looked clean. Vertigo isn't a puggy map sort of inherently, but there is signs of life where I think for Hungary, they have those individuals. The worrying thing is that Norway didn't. Norway had nobody step up to play. Nobody looked comfortable in the way that was approached. And that's, I think, the more concerning thing for us is, in towards that Mirage, I'm looking at the scoreboard now. Sly was top of the scoreboard, 13 and 15. It's not the greatest stat. And then it drops off considerably, 11, 11, 10, 5. It's not the numbers you want at all for a Norwegian side. They have to be a different side coming in towards us. They have to take a bit of precedence early doors and really showcase just how good they are if they want any chance.
Yeah, I think that's true. This is going to be there's going to be a brand new map, and hopefully you can put the rest behind them. That mental reset, we saw Hungary do it. Norway can't do the same. I mean, they should be able to do that. Ninth round, I think, is on the way, and I guess it could be interesting to see who wins this one. With Vertigo, I mean, starting on the CT side might be fun. There are some real challenges to overcome on the T side of Vertigo. Maybe especially if you're like a little bit of a mixed team. It could be hard to make it all work. So it looks like Hungary are going to be starting on the CT side, from what I can tell. Yeah, curious how this will play. Do you want to make a prediction for the final one here?
I'm actually going to go Hungary. I went Hungary from the start, and I'm going to stick with them. I just feel like name value-wise, they've got a little bit more about them. They were here last year in Yash. They looked so good in towards that map number 2. So I really feel like, for me, Hungary have the chance to make something of this. They really have an opportunity to work with this. So I'm going to go Hungary. They're starting on that CT side. It could be a blessing, could be a curse, though. Sometimes the T side... sometimes the T side maybe are the ones that you look at and say they're the ones just at the tempo. That's what teams in this slightly more mixy, puggy nature can be a little scarier, but yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Setting up top of the ramp here, where so much of the battle is going to be happening. It'll be Aaron to take the first headshot on Vertigo. The rest are trying to push up. They've got quite a few grenades on the Norwegian side, so they can definitely set up a bit of an execute here. We'll see if they can land the smoke down right. You can get it waterfalled down. Aaron, though, is pushing in front, and it's going to be Xavi to pick a kill as well. Oh, no. Norway, they've already thrown in their grenades, and they're getting really no entry onto anything behind it here. So all the grenades kind of landed behind the CTs, and obviously that's a bit of an issue. They're pushing in front, though. I think for Hungary, this is a big mistake. I have no idea why they're doing this. They pretty much had the round locked down. Now it's right up for grabs again. Aaron and Fleeve practically dead, and you gain nothing for doing this. Not even necessary.
Overfighting. I don't know why. Because now they've given Norway a chance. Still is a 3v2, so still have numbers, but look how low they are. I mean, Aaron 2 points of HP, Fleeve 8. If they can't hit crispy headshots, they could be in trouble here. Aaron will get 1. Thankfully, Fleeve will get his. Nearly a worrying position. Nearly a little bit damning. In the end, it wasn't, and it is still 3 stay alive, as Hungary will find the first. Indiscipline nearly cost them a little bit there. I think they could have potentially given up the bomb plant if things had gone south. It wasn't the case at the end of it, so I guess we can sit here and say not the end of the world, but there was a moment where we did get a little worried, especially when those 2 guys fight top ramp. You're kind of questioning, why are we doing this? Either way, not the end of the world. First on the board for Hungary, which is good. Norway will have just a Glocks out and a run boost for the Deagle. That gets immediately deleted, so all for now.
Yeah, over and done with. Nicely done, Fleeve. Just cleaned it up. It's a very, very quick round here. And Sly is going to be the last to fall. No surprises. A second round for the Hungarian squad. And the third round, I think, will be the really interesting one. Yeah, my God, imagine if they would have lost the pistol round just a little bit too much excitement happening in the middle of it. That would have been disastrous. But yeah, they managed to recover it, and now they can take a moment to breathe here. AKs have been picked up on the Norwegian side. Some grenades to follow as well. But yeah, the real test will be this first one. If Hungary win it, they can really relax. They can really start to build the cash up. But otherwise, Norway, they're going to want to take this first round right away.
Let's see. Fleeve. UMP. Not often you see that these days. Nade and a molly combo to clear out that corner. Norway's first buy. It has to be somewhat successful. And by that, I mean they have to win the round. If they don't, to this sort of a bonus buy that Hungary have got, that'll be pretty damning. WMP, double MP9. The UMP are going to get the first. Flee's still stuck here. He won't get his head ripped off his shoulders, so it's a good start for Norway.
Nicely done, Truth. All right. Corey just deleted from the round. 4 versus 2. Just 2 MP9s left. It's a bit of a bonus round, really. So for Hungary, I don't think they're going to be panicked yet if this doesn't work out, but it'll cost them quite a bit here. Truth looking to line up. He'll only be good for the one there. Unfortunately, might have been good if he just stuck in the corner. But the AK has been picked up by Coolio, and I think it's just probably better to save it, right? Some of them have money to buy, but you might as well just carry that over into the next round. So Norway going to be on the board a little bit early on with a 2-1 scoreline. Okay, nicely done.
They needed that, Norway. No two ways about it. It's not the worst thing in the world for Coolio to have an AK saved over, as long as he does save it. He seems interested in a fight. I don't think he should. Let's prioritize staying alive, shall we?
I'm gonna say, yeah, don't get too close.
Yeah, let's pull back, shall we? I think. All right, Coolio, he'll be fine here. They don't push it towards spawn. He doesn't push past it. He keeps on his AK. Norway take the round. That's the agreement. That's all that matters. Now, with a first on the board for Norway, we need to chain a couple in succession. With how rough everything was over towards map number 2 for Norway, if they can find a couple of rounds in succession, we can talk about where this Norwegian side is just a bad map for them rather than overall being a bad series. And that map not really breaking the mental or anything of the sort. This is what we're looking at. I think while Mirage was quite worrying, we can maybe look at it and say that potentially might just be the map itself, not the team. But not a good start towards this round as Flea finds the first with a crisp shot.
That'll open something up. Slido. He's there for the return. Oh, Truth shooting Savvy right at the feet and does actually manage to get the kill on him as well. 3 versus 2. Bruce and Truth. They have health enough, so they can still definitely win this round. Smoke up on the one side of the generator here. And Molotov on the other side. A moment in time here where they could try and go straight for the bomb plant, hopefully without getting interrupted at all. Can he escape as well? Flashbang to set it up. It's well played so far. Gru still has 1 flashbang left. So yeah, look at him communicating with Truth at the moment. They're not worried about any flanks, which is maybe a little bit of an oversight, but no one's coming that way. There's the flash to set it up. Wide swing coming out. It's a big trade. And now Gru's going into the same position. He's trying to see if he can be very hard to find here. Oh, 2 seconds left. Almost getting it. Knife is out, but the bomb is defused. And inside of the smoke, he's just trying to stay alive now. Comes out for the kill and can't quite get the last one. But my God, that's so close. I think a bullet more would have done it.
Yeah, I don't think they'll realize. And that's one of those where they'll look back in the demo and just be like, damn, man, we're so close but so far, right? If we had found that, how does that change the round? If we got the guy off the defuse, again, similar thing. Solo on HP, but a round is a round. That's all that Hungary will care about. A 2-round buffer. Their first kind of full buy coming through with relative ease. I mean, it does require a bit of a ninja defuse, but all in all, it's a ninja diffuser player staying alive, which is the main thing. For Norway, they buy back in. Does require 1 Galil, but it's not the worst in the world. These are pretty even rounds that are being played out so far. Quite back and forth. Gru's trying to sneak up in towards yellow, and he gets tagged so much. Aaron doesn't realize how much damage he's dealt.
Maybe not. Oh. Well, now he knows. Bruce going down, just finding the right one. If Aaron, don't expect him to stick around and fight. Again, once you get those openings, why would you do it? Why not just walk away with a little bit of a victory? So 4 on 5 here, but Sly, he was a superstar on the opening map. It was actually a sick performance from him. They probably need that energy back on this one, I expect. So 4 on 4, 45 seconds. They are starting to get closer to the bomb site. The bomb is making its way there. Tapeware, can you actually get the bomb planted here? You can tell he's feeling a little bit unsure about that prospect. He's finally going to go for the bomb plant, and no one there to interrupt him. AK and an HE. So Sly's just getting more kills. 4 in the round before he finally goes down. And now it's a 2 versus 2, but the health is definitely with Norway here.
Oh, pop shot doesn't connect. In the post plant's pretty strong, but with how low Javi is, how is he individually going to play this? It's a good start. And Shine just dancing around the sandbag. All he has to do is buy time. No scope doesn't connect, and he might be in trouble, but run out of ammo again. Another round in which Hungary lose 2 Shines all. That happened in the first map. And that time it's Corey. First time it was Aaron. That time it's Corey. Shine wins another 1v2 with an AWP. And it's because their opponent runs out of ammo in their main gun. You hate to see it. Really well done. And Norway keep it a 1-round game.
Okay, well, it's getting a little bit interesting here. The money for Hungary making it a problem for them to continue the battle in a reasonable fashion. So, Truth, what's going on, buddy? I don't think any of those grenades went to go that way, so perhaps a bit confusing, but they'll be Shabby to take a kill, taking down Sly. Shine will get one in return, and all right, they're holding on here. It's very important for Norway, obviously, to win this round. They've built a great bit of momentum to get here. If they give it up now, that would obviously be completely disastrous. Truth is going to be going down next, so 3 versus 3, and a stolen AK on Corey. Oh no, Norway. All the work they've put in the early rounds here, it could be washed away if they lose this one, and they're gonna really regret it. Again, we're talking about qualification here to play on LAN in Riyadh for the WEC. Nice Molotov, and it's gonna burn Corey in the corner. All right, that's still way too close of a round, to be honest, but they win it.
And that is all they care about. 3-all, a tied square, and we go again. Hungary for them, by not going to be pretty. They're not going to have enough to force as well. Norway in not too bad of a spot. Tac ball is going to be called here as well. So a conversation that both of these two teams need to have. But I think for me, I look at the main thing and say, Norway already a little bit more competitive than what we saw in towards Mirage. They look like a little bit more of a competent side. They're feeling fine. For Hungary, it's still decent. I look at Vertigo as a little bit more of a CT-sided map. Generally, I think that's just how most people see it. I think especially now with the changes that have come through with the openings towards kind of mid to the A site, the connector areas, obviously so open now, so it means you can hold even all the way from CT. Those small things make it much more difficult, I think. So, yeah, I think what I look at is that this map is generally a little bit more seed-sided. If Norway can get up towards 5, that's good. 6 is very, very solid. And a bit of a handshake between the two sides. Especially how even it is right now, who knows?
It's a little bit too early to tell here. Savvy with the pistol kill, taking down Groos. Again, they kind of give over an AK. I don't think it's really necessary. I think for Norway, just stay grouped up. Find a bomb plant. All they had were USPs. AK here is going to get another kill, taking down Tapeware. For Norway, it is unforgivable. They need to just find the bomb site, get the bomb planted here. This is should be one of the most straightforward rounds, really. Good shot for Truth. 3 versus 3. Bomb is being brought over to the A side. Aaron is here with a potentially nasty surprise if they're not careful, but they're going to be able to find him. So good job on that one.
Well, that's it. That is it. Sly, bomb going down. Do you actually want to give this a go if you're Hungary? I mean, maybe if they found a kill as the bomb goes down, they could be tempted behind it. But you're looking at it, and yes, you can have a buy-in towards the next round, but I think you'd rather just have a bit of stability in the econ. Talk about an AK being brought over. The Galil's maybe not as much of a priority. It's better than nothing, though, in all fairness. And the Galil in CS2 is pretty sick. Now, Norway take a little lead, and one in which they can build upon, but they have to be kind of wary of this Hungary buy back in. And the fact that they've got an AK2 is a big positive for them. The AWP is alive, though. That's the main thing. 2 rifles, too. It's only a little bit of a couple of constellation kills and nothing really positive gained for Hungary in that round. 4-3. Back and forth. Still a super difficult spot that Both of these sides find themselves in when neither of them have got momentum. It has been back and forth. We've seen this kind of lack of consistency come through. The main thing, I guess, is that Norway have now put 3 up in a row, where the big positives is that Norway are actually getting gun rounds. Hungary started well. They got the pistol, they got the force, lost on their bonus buy, then won back on their first full buy, and then Norway have started to run through. So even though the game feels close, I think Norway have a little bit of wind in their sails right now in general, but it's still just so close. It's so hard to call.
Yeah, the margins are still kind of thin here. 1 round lead. 2 AKs for Hungary. Again, always nice on the CT side. A little bit of an added bonus. Coolio nearly got himself killed, and they wanted it. Sly, he saw the opportunity, but it had already basically come and gone by the time he turned the corner. So it's going to be a 3 versus 5 now. The bomb lost out there. Oh, that's one of those experience questions probably for Sly, where he certainly has the skill to go for that kind of a fight, but in the real world, might have been better to just fall back and wait for the teammates, trust in the plan to get the bomb planted. I think it's all done. The bomb is actually lost so far outside on the edge of the map here, so doubt it's going to work out.
What do you do? Shine and Truth. Hey, I saw a bad shot. 2 of them are low. If Truth and this AK can get active, there was a chance, but he needed the AWP to stay alive too, and it's not going to happen. Truth are going to try and work. Even this first fight is good in offense. Does he take a point? Oh, he does take damage. Just took a while to update for a second. I was going to say, if he had found out, that would have been ridiculous. But 4-all, right back into it. And that's a much more convincing round coming through for Hungary. 3 stay alive. They take a fair, decent amount of damage, but all that matters, they've got the numbers, they've got the stability, they buy right back in, and they do at least hurt the econ towards Norway, but they're going to opt to force it. Now, this is something I'm not a humongous fan of. Double AK, 1 Galil, then double upgraded pistol, where you could just half buy this, full buy next. It puts so much pressure in towards round number 9 that if Norway lose this, they won't just lose it and kind of give over the lead to Hungary, but they'll allow them to guarantee at the bare minimum a tied game, which already for the seed side I think is okay. I'd have rather them taken a little bit of a half buy here and then full bought next with an AWP, but against, it's a big call. It puts a lot of pressure on towards this round, more pressure than the previous ones.
I agree with that. 4 versus 4 here. Shot right in the leg, I think. Yeah, Shine takes a second, but he drops down. And it means one of those 2 rifles is going to be a little bit lower. They'll drop it over to somebody else, and quick trade at the start of it. Corey for Truth. Might be worth it. Corey's been playing pretty well. Groose trying to make his way up to the center of the map. If he could find an opening, he's got a lot of teammates. In fact, they're all going to show up here. Unusual to see the entire T4s group up at the center, but it could work. If you take the middle here, that's only 1 person left on the B-bomb side. It's Fleeve, and I bet that's where they're going to go if they can find the opening, and they can. So now they need to go. Smoke up. Fleeve knows he's in a bit of trouble. He's got a smoke and an HE, so he could do something with it, but he's alone.
Where do we go? Shine. He's trying to wrap in. A Molotov is going to come down. It's actually a team Molotov, so it stops him fully wrapping through, but it actually potentially maybe sells a ruse. I mean, Aaron and Coolio, now that the bomb goes down, are they even really going to give this a go? Is Shine just here as an insurance policy? And I think he is. By the looks of Hungary, they are going to be calling this. And Norway, it's an audacious call to force, but it's paid off. So you really can't blame them. And now Hungary might have to do one of their own. It's a great angle, this one, in all fairness. Gets one, but it does get traded straight away by Tapeware. And the trade's been a little bit more coming over towards Hungary. They don't have anything in reserves. They needed actually both guns to stay alive. If they had both of those rifles stay alive, they can buy next round. Now it's only 1. They actually can't, or not properly. Coolio will get an AWP. That's okay, in all fairness. But, yeah, the big thing is, if they had both guns stay alive, both of them can drop over to Aaron and Corey, and then they're okay. Oh, he runs out of ammo on the AK, and the AWP wall bangs him through the pillar. That is ridiculous.
Okay, well, very interesting. 4 versus 5. AKs all across the board here. I don't know. I think Norway slowly but surely they're putting together a pretty decent half right now. The margin for error for Hungary is really low. If they mess up even once here, they could be in a lot of trouble. And they start up with a good kill, taking down Sly. Don't hate to see that. But is it enough to actually make a difference? Shots ringing through the smoke, not connecting with anything. And over at the B side of the map, Gruus. This is very far forward. That actually could be kind of dangerous to the defense. Aaron's going to go down, and there's Gruus. That's why that position is so scary. Xavi just missing the timing by a little bit. And it cost them a lot.
Corey, he's holding on the pixel angle. He doesn't spot anything. Not yet. There's one back white. He's got an inkling. And Gruus, who's pushed forward, he's waiting for the rotation to come through. Gruus actually playing this well. He's not over fighting just yet. Flash comes over, does catch Corey. He's the orbs here. Looks for a second, not giving it. They drop on towards the site. That might actually be it. Bomb goes down. I don't know if you want to give this a go, Viculio. Keep hold of what you've got.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to agree. That's Norway up to 6. It's starting to get really problematic because, again, Hungary don't have the money. So it's not just a round loss. It's the potential to set up for the next round again where things just might get even rougher. That could be all the way up to 7 here for Norway at the first half. That's pretty great. Stealing AK away, I mean, we don't hate that, but it's not what really counts. It's the cash that's left on the rest of the Hungarian side. Oh, they'd love a miracle round here. If they can get that, an odd round where this AK just goes ballistic, that would be huge, obviously.
Yeah. Honestly, this is pretty good. Norway, 6 rounds on C side. This is a map which generally teams do prefer the CT side, just primarily actually because it's a little bit easier for the AWPs to get activated. The biggest thing is that this is the hardest map to AWP on, that most pros talk about it. It's just so difficult because of the weird elevation, the way these sites are kind of laid out, but it's particularly harder on that C side. So the fact that if you can take a lead on towards heading in towards that CT, it would allow for individuals like Shan, he's been a little bit quiet, right? He hasn't had too many opportunities. He's not doing bad, but we know he has a little bit of a level higher than him. That map number 1 was fantastic, for example, because it's better for AWPing. If they can take a lead heading in towards that CT side, where then Shine can start to get active with the AWP, playing over towards ramp, playing towards mid, if he looks towards stairs as well on certain rounds, this is a pretty decent spot where I think Hungary are in a bit of trouble. I said Hungary felt like my favorites coming into this, but they're not playing like them right now. They're playing like the underdogs who are a little bit tentative, and it's becoming quite costly.
Yeah, truly is. Sly, about to get paced by a lot of people, but standing tall at least for the first couple. Doesn't get the next one. Oh dear. Submachine gun running it down. Aaron, how's he got away with it? Has the bomb as well. Aaron just pushing forward with very unlikely weapon to get all those kills with. And again, I think a little bit more experience for a team like Norway, and they could probably deal with that kind of a push. It's Coolio as Aaron get the last one there. Nice triple for him, double for Coolio. And it will be Hungary to steal that round away. We said they needed the miracle round, and here it is.
Okay. 7-5 is a bit of a handshake. 6-all is still decent. This is a kind of a weird spot where I think for Hungary, they kind of maybe even need the 6th in a way. Norway still feel like a slightly better side from what we've seen right now. And unfortunately, they don't really have the buy to facilitate maybe the confidence in this one. Shine, only a Tech 9, Truth, a Mac 10. It's good to see Truth individually playing a little bit better. Obviously, he had, 5 kills at the end of map number 2. It was a tough individual performance of him where he could just never get going. At least he's got over that hump a little bit. The nade is juicy. Tapeware gets spammed down, but a Mac 10 and a Galil kill will give them a bit of space towards top ramp, and a nice trade.
Gruus camped back here. Ready and waiting for anyone to show up. Hungary. Hate to say it, but They put so much work in the last round. And again, if they give it up now, it's just going to be incredibly heartbreaking. At least tie up the game. At least get that 6-6 position. Trade again leaves Fleeve on his own, and he is so smoked out. Where do you go with this? The bomb not actually being planted at the moment. Sly is pushing in to try and look for Fleeve. It might be kind of the last thing he expects, but he is really far away. Sly, you've got the bomb. You need to probably go back. Oh, he's just looking at this. Honestly, this might be so crazy that Fleeve might just never expect it. Like, you're never going to check this position. I can't believe this works out. Oh, dear. All right. 7-5 at the end of it for Norway is a very, very good lead.
Actually, yeah. There's just no way that Fleeve is expecting a guy to come through his own spawn to rotate off an MTA site towards B. It actually doesn't make sense. It's one of those where, in hindsight, because it worked, it's fine and it's good. If he had lost that round, if Fleeve had just turned around for whatever reason, just, the Spidey senses tingling or something, and he dies, and the bomb spills forward or whatever, genuinely, we could talk about that being one of the worst misplays we've maybe seen all tournament, right? It's as simple as that. Thankfully, even if he had lost it, it's not egregious. It would have been at the worst case a 6-all. But Norway have a lead. If you get a pistol round as well, 7 could turn to 8 or 9 very rapidly too, and that's where things become problematic towards Hungary. Norway are getting close. Take where. Trying to get flashed in. He actually gets a little bit team flashed, but he'll get the first kill. Traded by Coolio, and it's all the bodies spotted towards top ramp. They know they're here.
Clock's not hitting the headshots there. Finally, one. He's got a couple of bullets left, Aaron. Not going to be enough. He will go down. And this is looking great right now. Coolio last alive and only for a second as Grush will take 2. Double kill for Shine as well. And Norway with a massive pistol round to be winning here. They are going to be excited about this one.
Okay. Norway, that might potentially even be the way in which we can find ourselves in towards Norway maybe seen on the map. I mean, the 8th turns towards the 9th here. You just can't force if you're hungry. You don't have the bomb plant to suffice the funds to go for it. So you actually have to eco this. I don't see them winning it on primarily Glocks. So let's just expect that Norway take it. You're 4 rounds ahead. You're 4 rounds away. You're so close to the finish line at that point, where Hungary could potentially even only have like 2 full gun rounds, maybe 1 force on top of that as well. There's not many more opportunities. MP9 swings for 2, looks for 3, will actually get it for Sly. So good individual work for him. He could smell the ecos, and he was like, feeling pretty hungry, and he gets them.
Yeah, ready to go, ready to capitalize. That's all very fine. Julio, I think best case scenario there, you get a couple of kills and make a little bit of extra cash, but probably doesn't really go beyond that. Not this time. 9-5. Still spiraling out of control. Hungary just slowly but surely losing grip of this map. Top fragger is Aaron. Again, very experienced. He's proved it all evening. He's been playing very solid Counter-Strike. They just need some more momentum. First order of the day right now, if you're on the Hungarian side, apart from winning a round or 2, is really to get the money away here from Norway. They have too much of it already. You've got to slow that down. Otherwise, you're not getting back into this game.
Truth. Good angle. Bit unorthodox. We'll get both. It's that on top of each other kind of double position where it's so elevated. Just to even expect any rifler to be able to transfer like that is never going to happen. And through the smoke, all the fortune is going the way of Norway. The first true gun round for Hungary, and they're about to lose it at this rate unless Coolio can dig them out from the trenches of a 1v3. And he might not even get the one, in all fairness. Spotted, swing, and a miss. Okay, Grush gets tagged too, but he is so low, and he will fall. Hungary's first, and maybe one of their few last chances at finding a round, and they can't. An immediate attack pause, and this could be honestly the beginning of the end. No bomb plot again means no buy once further, even with the max loss bonus that Hungary have got here. So Norway should get up to 11th. I mean, at that point, Anders, we're talking about basically 1 gun round left.
Yeah, there's no brakes on this right now. Twice as many rounds as Hungary has. The money, again, even on the T side, they're having such a hard time putting it together. How do you bring this back? Got some deagles picked up here. I guess that's always fun to mess around with, but this is really almost impossible to imagine. Gruus, probably one of the superstars for Norway. It seems like he's been playing very well. I think Truth was the one that had a bad start to the second map, but you know, he's right back in the saddle here, and it all counts.
What do we got? Now or never, really. Oh, we've been there. It's okay, Gruus. Of all the rounds to mess with Nada against the Deagles is probably not the worst. One of these is what the cool kids these days call a deco, Anders.
That
Eagle
is
eco.
in fact true.
Hungary, they'd love a deco to work in their favor. I don't know if it will, but they haven't got many more chances. If Norway find the 11th, we're talking about them 2 rounds away from a spot at the World Esports Championships.
Under a minute, just holding it ready. Hungary, who are looking for some clever boosts in the middle, but there's just as clever a setup on the other side, tape, where it's so hard to spot that angle coming in from the T side. And maybe especially with a deagle. So that doesn't really work out. They're going to have to walk away from that. Shine. Take down Aaron to begin with. Everything going according to plan here. Tape where kind of good map for him right now. 8 kills. Definitely seems like he's the one with a little bit less experience, I'd say.
Yeah.
Overall in some of the decisions we've seen out of him so far. But still, they're looking good. They're not that far away from Riyadh at the moment. This is great.
2 rounds. 2 rounds away. Oh, yeah, Hungary have completely fallen apart. We've had back-to-back 13-5s. It would actually be quite funny if we just had 3 13-5s in a row for just no apparent reason. And the fact that they flip as well, it goes one way, the other way, and then back the original way as well. And this is probably the last hurrah for Hungary to try and deny a 13-5 in all fairness. Look at the confidence of Truth. And I do not blame him because he's got the kill. That is so audacious to go for that sort of a fight. And I can't believe he's gotten away with it. And that is so labored from Aaron. They needed him. And they cannot seem to find even a kill. It's just Corey left. Everything is going wrong for Hungary. They've panicked, they've flustered, they've lost their discipline, and Norway have punished them. And that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back in this series. That could be game, set, and match. Sly makes it a flawless round. Norway are 1 round away from Riyadh.
Yeah, very easily could be unbelievable scenes. 5 rounds, all they've had so far. They just weren't ready to play this map. We did say it at the start, we haven't been seeing a lot of vertigo, so you just never know what's going to happen when you pick it or it gets let through as the deciding map. And what we have is a bit of a disaster for Hungary at the moment. It will be a sick comeback if they can make it work, but there's no energy in the room for them right now. There's nothing to sort of suggest that that kind of comeback is right around the corner, so they're going to have to try and prove it here. Gruus taking the first kill. He does burn alive. Actually, it's Truth burning alive in the corner there. Sly ready to set up a grenade, but thinks better of it. Decides, you know what? I've got the AK out. Let me try and do that instead. And might have been... Oh, no. Come on, Coolio. That is a shot.
Maybe we're not done just yet. Maybe we might be, though. Tapeware. 1v2. Full HP and a kit. All right. Let's not count them out just yet. Let's not count our eggs before they hatch, because Tapeware's made it a 1v1. Surely not a 1v3. Turn 1v1 clutch for Norway to qualify. That would be ridiculous. He's looking back towards A. He now rotates back towards B. The bomb gets planted. Coolio, how do you play this? Tapeware, what have you got for us? He spots him. Now back gen. Got a chance. He knows he's in towards double stack as well as Tapeware's trying to play around the site. Surely not. Swing and a miss, and Coolio keeps Hungary alive. Nearly one of the most ridiculous ways to close out this series.
That is that's a very, very close 1v1 there. But it goes the way of Hungary, so we'll keep it going for a little while longer. What is the next step for them? That was 1 out of the 7 rounds that they need. They need another 6 still. So all of the work is still ahead of them.
I don't know. I'm still not sold, but Hungary, that's better than nothing. Winning out a clutch of that is something that has eluded them for a while. Bit of pressure shown towards bottom ramp, and then they all kind of bail from that idea and fall back. Oh, I was going to say, I wonder why they bailed back. That makes sense because it's a tech pause and then resetting. We have lost one. Shine is out of the server. So that does make sense. I was thinking, why are they completely bailed with no ramp smoke? They completely bail from that aggression. It did feel a little weird, but that makes a lot more sense.
That's like every commentator's nightmare, because sometimes you end up analyzing rounds that aren't even there. You're like, ooh, I see that going over in this direction. And that's, now they got their knives out. That's kind of fun, and like suddenly you realize, wait a minute, the round is no longer actually even being played. So yeah, we'll get the last Norwegian back on. Screws reconnecting in, so that was pretty quick. Probably just a minor hiccup there. Maybe one of those rare game crashes that they seem to be improving, which I guess is good news.
Yeah. Seems to, yeah. Apparently with the new update, when Vertigo actually got updated, they seem to have improved how many there is, or even if there is any in general. I think now, if anything, the crashes, I think that some of them, from what I heard, come down to the anti-cheat is one of the reasons why.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's perfect. But yeah, this was it's been a very, very uphill battle for Hungary the whole way. I don't know if the little timeout here, maybe they can recenter themselves mentally, get themselves back into it. Because right now, I mean, like, we're talking six more rounds in a row at this stage. It's doable. Definitely not easy.
It seems like everybody's here, just waiting for Groos to buy, and then maybe we can get this one on the road and potentially what could be maybe even the beginning of the end. Groos has invested 12-6. Such a long road to recovery for Hungary. It is the definition of now and never. And there's no room for mistakes as well. You've got your backs up against the wall. You've had a slow map, at times a super slow series, bar, of course, that Mirage. And it has shown to a degree as well when it comes towards the puggy maps. Obviously, Hungary can kind of back themselves, play off the individuals, all the rest. When you actually go to a little bit more of the strategically heavier maps, like your Ancients, like your Verticos, that's actually where they are struggling and being pulled a little bit apart.
Yeah.
And it's showcasing right now. 12-6. Investment back in for the CT side. Hungary, can you keep a flawless run for 6 more rounds to get towards OT? That feels like a big ask.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of confidence that they're going to be able to do it. But, Shine. Especially not now. Good couple of kills here, and Sly will take down Corey. Suddenly, it's Coolio and Xavi left. What did they do? 2 versus 4. 1 more round. 2 kills left to make it to Riyadh. And Tapeware smoking off that bomb. Just trying to make life really, really hard on them. See if they actually... okay, they're going to go pick it up. Maybe the smoke worked against them in that case, but regardless, they still have a very, very good shot at taking this one home. Xavi just waiting on the other side of the smoke bomb is going to get planted down here. They're all reaching in from the same side, so once again, nobody's flanking from back where the T's are coming from that stairwell. They're all going to be flanking through this side or attacking through this side. The retake is on and doing a lot of damage already. Coolio, he does get the kill, but he drops very low, and now he's alone versus 3, and it will not be enough. Norway to eliminate Hungary and qualify themselves to play the WEC.
Last year's playoffs team Hungary not making it this time around. Credit to Norway. I really honestly at one point didn't think they had it in them. Off the back of that Mirage, I thought they might have been done off the mental state. They looked some troubling rounds in Mirage where maybe it could have spilled over in towards Vertigo, but not to be. Credit to them. They will be going out to Riyadh, and that means that we now have all 7 teams going to the World Esports Championships from this qualifier. So to run through those as well, we have Czech Republic, Germany, Portugal, Kosovo, Slovakia, Latvia, and now Norway. They are our teams. And, you know, teams like, for example, Hungary expected to be there and won't be. France, 3D Max expected to be there and won't be as well.
Crazy.
I'm just going to see maybe a couple others. I mean, Austria looked pretty solid at one point as well. They won't be present. Denmark as well, on paper, look like a great team. And that won't be the case. So a few that we will not be seeing there. But, I mean, what a cohort we've got, in all fairness. This is, honestly, last year was good, but I think from so far what we've seen with just these 7 teams, the East qualifier is also happening simultaneously, but I don't think it's qualification games just yet. But it's already looking stacked for my liking. We're already getting some really solid teams. And actually, just looking at it, Turkey have actually booked their spots in towards the next stage. Turkey have booked in. They beat Croatia 2-0. That was today, but a very quick game. 36-39 over Croatia. Romania and Ukraine are in map number 3 currently to see who will be going towards that one. So, yeah, pretty sick. They actually, I tell a lie, it's actually just finished. Ukraine have won 13-11 in that decider. So Ukraine will be going as well to WEC, which is sick. There's still 3 more teams, in all fairness. So it's not the end of the road for Romania. They will be taking on Serbia. Croatia take on Poland, and then of course there's a 5th place decider, match 2. So still potential we could see some of those, but yeah, Turkey and Ukraine also now locked in. We've got some really good teams already locked in, and we've also got to find out who's going to make it from the Asian Championships in Chengdu, who's going to make it from the African Championships in Casablanca. Plenty of Counter-Strike action over the next few months.
No question about it. What a qualifier it's been already. Yeah, Turkey definitely, I think, my favorite team so far to watch. So, you know, more power to them. But yeah, what a day it's been as well, Neil. I can't believe we ended up with that much Counter-Strike in spite of, you know, 2 best of 3s. Went on for quite a long time, but it was enjoyable. Good job at the end here to Norway. We don't have anything else, so stay tuned, and there will be more Counter-Strike coming up. So remember to follow the channel, and we'll see you next time.